What's the most exciting future you can imagine for yourself or for humanity? Where do you want to be in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years, at the end of your life? Right? What's the most exciting future narrative you can come up with? Where do you think humanity can go in 10, 20, 50, 100 years? Well, it's really easy to imagine all the ways of how things could go wrong. I can think about 1,000 ways of how humanity might bring about its own demise. But it's much, much harder to imagine a positive future. And that's by design, right? Because our imagination actually evolved in order to anticipate danger, right? We saw a saber-toothed tiger, and then we imagine, oh, there might be one again there tomorrow. So avoid going there, right? So we imagine things in order to protect ourselves. So it's much, much easier to think of all the negative things that could happen. But when we realize that it's just a tool, right? It's just a tool that we can use to anticipate and see things that aren't here right now. Then we can use this for whatever we want. And we can positively visualize things, right? And by doing that, we actually create an emotional anchor into the future, right? So for example, even if you plan your day and you imagine how you want to feel at the end of the day, right? How you're going to look back at all the things you did that day and how you're going to feel pride and excited about what you did that day and how you're going to feel really good, right? If you imagine that at the beginning of the day, you're more likely to get there, right? Because now you have an emotional anchor into the future that pulls you there. And ideally wrap it in a story, right? Because we're programmed by story, right? We think in stories. So if I tell myself a story about how I'm going to feel at the end of my day, I'm very likely to actually make that happen. And the same goes for everything. If we want to imagine something, if we want to build something, we have to actually imagine it first. If I want to build a table, I have to imagine it. I have to think, is it going to be round? Is it going to be square? How many legs it's going to have? What materials do we want to use? And once I imagine it, then I can sketch it and then I can build it. So it's really, really important that we learn how to use our imagination actively. Because if we only imagine negative things, all the things that could go wrong, we are more likely to bring them about. And then things will go ultimately wrong, right? If we imagine positive things, then we can also bring that into the reality, right? We can also make that happen. And it's also inspiring for others. If we tell ourselves a story that's inspiring about the future, that allows us to enroll others if we make that narrative inclusive and inspiring for them. And then we can all create future together more actively. So today, pay attention to your imagination. What are you imagining? Right? Are you imagining all the things that could go wrong? Or are you imagining how you're going to feel and how awesome things are going to go? And practice that and set positive emotional anchors into the future. And by that, make them more likely.